Alright, so the story starts, I'm in Madrid, right? I've just been with a girl for the last week, and honestly, the honeymoon's over. Alright, I need to keep the adventure rolling. So what do I do to myself? I say, I'm gonna book a random flight, because I have 2 weeks to kill until I gotta be in Portugal. So I whip up my phone, I look at Madrid airport, there I see Tangier, Morocco. It's like a $60 flight. I think to myself, I've always wanted to go to Morocco, so why not today? So there I go, books a flight, an hour later I'm at the airport, I got no accommodation booked, I got nothing planned, all I got is a one-way ticket to Morocco. So I get on the flight, here I land, Tangier, Morocco. Cool looking place, right on the coastline, the most northern point of Africa, just across the way from Spain. And so as I get to Tangier, the cab driver, he drops me off. I look up on my phone, alright, I'm looking for a hostel, I look for some accommodation. Pretty easy, pretty simple. So I walk off and it's up this big terracing hill in Tangier, right? I'm walking through all these windy little cobblestone streets, and in Morocco, everyone's trying to help you out. They're trying to scam you. Hey brother, you need help, where you are staying, where you are, where do you need to go? And I'm like, look, I don't know where I'm going, but I'll just make my way there. So I finally get to this first hostel, right? Okay, mate, you got the room for a bloke like me? How you going? He says straight away, oh, he laughs actually. He goes, oh, no, brother. Muslim long weekend. No accommodation booked out for months. I'm like, fuck, all right. No worries, bro. All good. I appreciate that. Look up, next hostel. You know, I'm not worried. I've heard this stuff before. Look up the next hostel, off I go, walking down the street. Get there, same thing. You need somewhere to stay? Not a chance, mate. So I'm like, all right, I'll go to the next place. You know, I'm only two places in. Boom. Look up the next spot. Walk around there 15 minutes later. Mind you, I'm lugging my bag. So I'm up this hill, starting to sweat a little bit. Every time I leave a hostel, a new bloke, hey brother, where you going? You need help. Mate, give it a rest, all right? I'm just looking for somewhere to stay. I haven't got any accommodation. You can't even help me. So long story short, I go to like every hostel within probably a couple of kilometre radius. They all say the same thing. I get to the very last place. I sit down, same thing. Bah, mate, you want somewhere to stay? Good luck. So I say to him, brother, all good. I appreciate it. Do you mind if I just sit down and charge my phone for half an hour? My phone's dead. At this point, it's starting to get dark, right? I've been walking around for like 3 hours. It's starting to get dark, and I'm coming to the very real realization. I'm like, well, I'm about to have to sleep on the streets of Morocco. Like, you know what I mean? There was like hotels, nothing. Everything was booked out. And then I thought, it's all good. I'll just hold onto my bag, sleep under a bridge somewhere. I'm like, fuck it. Maybe I'll go to a bus stop, get on a bus somewhere else, Casablanca. I'm not too sure. I'm talking to the guy who works at the hostel, right? We're having a chat, we're having a yarn. He's liking me, I'm liking him. He says to me, he goes, brother, my last bed that I just booked is a Moroccan guy. And he goes, I don't like Moroccans staying here because they complain about the quality. And he's like, it's a hostel. It's supposed to be a bit grubby. It's supposed to be a bit dirty. He goes, because you're from Australia and you're a good person, he goes, I'm going to cancel that booking and you can have it for 3 days this weekend. It's all yours if you want it. And I said, my man, right there. That's what I'm looking for. And that's why you stay positive and calm at all times. That's me. I'm cool, calm, and collected because I knew something would happen. And divine intervention came through, put me up for a weekend, and I was all good. All right? And this ain't even the interesting part of the story. This is just setting the scene for what I was going to. So I'm in Tangier. I'm enjoying the Muslim long weekend. I'm getting a little bit cultural. I'm eating the food. I'm saying hello to the locals. Someone tells me, you need to go to Chefchaouen, the blue city. So that's exactly what I do. This time around, I did book a hostel, you know, look at me go, all organised and that. So I jump on a bus, and it's probably about a 3-hour bus trip up to the hills of Morocco, okay? So we're winding up this road, and we get to the base of this mountain, looking up. It looks like it could be almost ski slopes, you know, and it looks amazing, beautiful. And they call it the Blue City because genuinely, the architecture, everywhere you look, blue mosaic tiles, blue paint, everywhere you look, just tucked into the base of these foothills. So I'm there, I'm having a great old time. I sit down in my hostel, and mind you, this part is where all the hash is grown, all right? Hey, the hash. I'm sitting in my hostel, I look next to me, and there's this older man, looks probably about 50 something. I start talking to him. He's an Italian dude. Buongiorno, I say, you know, because I'm a cultured guy, I know a little bit of that. Aha, buongiorno, my friend. I only knew that after he told us Italian, so that's not how I greeted him. I said, what's going on, mate? I'm fucking Australian. And he said, g'day, mate, I'm fucking Italian. Then I said, buongiorno. That doesn't matter. We're talking for a little bit, right? Let's just say his name's Luigi. Luigi says to me, we're talking about the hash, we're talking about the farms. He say, oh, brother, I have hash farm here in Morocco, 50-50 with the locals. I said, oh, really, sir? I go, oh, I'd really like to see one of these hash farms. He said, you pay for the cab, we go halves, amen? I take you to my hash farm. I said, hold up 1 second, sir, before you try and traffic me. I've been warned that when I go to these hash farms, they try and make you buy large quantities of hash. I go, I'm only here for another 5 days. I want a little bit of perso, but nothing too big. He says, no worries. You come with me. It's all cool. All right, sweet. Half an hour later, me and this old Italian dude meet out the front. He walks me down to this random place. Luckily, he speaks Arabic. Because what you got to realize in Morocco, first language, Arabic, second language, Spanish, third language, English. Like, I'm right down the bottom of this hierarchy, okay? And it's some dialect of Arabic. I'm not too sure. So he's speaking to these people. Okay, yes, this is our driver. Boom. We jump in this random van. Me, there's the two drivers, one of the passengers, one him, the Italian guy, and then me. We're sitting there, about 45 minutes, we're just winding up the hills of Morocco, right? In this place, Chefchaouen. We finally come out. Boom. We're just in some random looking fucking house, you know, on massive acreage. I first jump out of the car, and then what do I see? As far as the valley goes, just that good old hash, baby. Marijuana. Plants just everywhere across the hills. And I'm thinking to myself, hell yeah, this is cool, man. Good scenery. I'm about to get some of that chronic shit. We get in there. We're walking around. At the start, it's pretty chill. It's like we got free roam of the place. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, this is mad. You know, I can have a look at this, have a look at that. Anyway, the big dog comes over, right? The big head honcho. Welcome to my farm. You like the hash? You can try some. No worries, we talk, we are friends, what's mine is yours, all this shit. And he's talking English, okay? And I'm thinking, sweet as, mate, all good. He goes, please, go, have a look anyway. I'm walking around in the hash farms, you know, just having little stoners, fucking, like little, oh, this is all cool. And then after that, I get a whistle. My Italian friend Luigi, he says, come up here. We're going to go inside. We're going to have tea with the house of the owners. I said, all right, I don't drink tea, but I will follow along to keep things respectful. Now, so we walk inside and he takes us downstairs and then downstairs and then downstairs again. I'm not joking, I'm like 3 stories down in some bunker on this random farm in the middle of Morocco. And I get down there, there's like 4 dudes smoking hash, right? Me, Luigi, and then the big head honcho. And I'm thinking, well, this would be a very convenient place to murder someone if you wanted to, you know, not putting it out there, not saying anything's going to happen. So I'm standing there, right? It's like 40 degrees in Morocco, middle of summer, stinking hot. We're in the bottom of this bunker. In comes another dude who I haven't seen before. I'm talking brickwork, right? 3-4 kilos, bang, straight on the table. Right next to, bang, straight on the table. Some knife this big. And I'm sitting there going, all right, now it's getting a little bit dicey. In comes some random lady with the tea. Oh, great, the tea's here. It's 40 degrees and now we're all pouring up Moroccan tea. He pours up the tea, does me up a glass. I'm looking around like, is this poison? But everyone else is drinking it from the same pot. So I'm like, all right, that's cool. So I'm choking back on this boiling hot tea. They're all speaking Arabic, right? Luigi, the Italian dude sitting next to me, he seems pretty chill, so I'm chilling too. Next thing you know, head honcho stands up. So you see my product? And I'm like, He ain't talking to me, is he? And I'm sort of looking at Luigi because they sort of look like the ones talking. And then he looks at me, you see my product? I said, oh yeah, I see it. You test. He gets out that big knife, just shanks off a little piece. You try this up. Hashish is like a wax, right? So you roll it out skinny, boom, put it in a cigarette. We roll it up. I'm hitting there. We're smashing it. We're hotboxing this bunker. And at this point, though, I'm thinking, who's that 4 kilos of hash for? Because it certainly ain't for me. And this Italian motherfucker told me he owned the joint. So why are we all talking business right now? So I'm smoking this big thing of hashish, right? Sorry, hash. I'm smoking this big thing of hash in this cigarette. I'm starting to get laid out. And they all start talking. They say, okay, what you offer me? And he's looking at me while he says it. So I'm like this, right? In a chair in some bunker in the middle of Moroccan hills. This dude says to me, how much you offer me? And I said, look, brother, I was under the intentions that I wasn't going to be buying anything. You know, I just came here with him as a friend. You come with him, that's mean you will buy. And he yells it at me. I'm like, damn, I'm about to have to buy 4 kilos of hash right now. And I said, and I'm an idiot, right? Because I'm trying to keep the peace. So I say to him, okay, what's your best price? Fully just fucking blew it. I go, okay, so what's your best price? Now he thinks I'm being serious. I have no idea to this day why I said this. Even that Luigi dude looked at me like this. What the fuck? And I went, all right, what's your best price? He says some random number to me in dirhams, right? Moroccan dirhams. And I said, give it to me in US dollars. I'm completely bullshitting at this point. And then he says, 2,200 US dollar. And I'm looking like this, right? Like, for some reason, I'm genuinely acting like I'm pondering I'm about to buy this shit. And we all know I'm not. And then I say to Luigi, I say, bro, what's going on here? Like, I'm not buying this shit. Luigi says something to him in Arabic. The big head honcho with the knife. He's standing there with a knife in his hand over a 4 kilo block of hash. And I'm standing there in this bunker. And I just thought, well, this is not going anywhere good quick. So what are we doing here? Everyone's arguing at this point, and I'm just still sitting there. After just asking him what is his best price in US dollars. Like, retard, I know. And there's a big argument going down, and he looks at me, he says, what is your best price? And I said, I said, look, honestly, I snapped out of it. I don't know what I was trying to play. I said, look, mate, I'm sorry. I'll be honest with you. I need to be on a flight tomorrow morning. I'm going back to Portugal. I can't have this amount on me. He goes, I just wanted to come and look at the product. If I liked it, I'll come back and get more. Okay. When you come back from Portugal, the 7th. And I'm looking at him like, all right, I go, give me your WhatsApp. When I come back from Portugal, I'm coming straight back here and I want that. Okay. You give me your number right now. You give me promise. Okay, no worries. I get his phone. Writing my number. Because instantly, boom, calls it. WhatsApp. I was like, yeah, look, bro, that's me, all right? I swear to God, I'll be back. This Luigi guy's looking at me like, all right, this guy's cooked. And I'm like, all right, I think I've done all right here. You know what I mean? Like, I've done all right. We get up. We walk up out of the bunker. I'm thinking, I've made it, baby. I ain't getting slaughtered today in no bunker. I get out top. Boom, here I am finally in fresh air. The driver comes back. Very nice to meet you. We will be expecting you on the 7th. I said, the 7th, I will be here. I promise, okay? Portugal back here, 8 days. We get in the car. I'm with this Italian dude. He's looking at me like, bro, I hope you ain't never coming back here in your life. I said, trust me, mate. I'm leaving this place in 2 days and I ain't ever coming back. So Morocco, Chefchaouen, Blue City, loved it. Great place. But I ain't going back because there's some hash lord in the hill with a 4 kilo brick of hash right now going, where is this tall Australian motherfucker? And he's waiting for me. But guess what? I ain't going back because I ain't buying no shitty hash off you, boy. But that's the story. I made it out alive. I get back to my hostel. I'm in the hills. He gave me like a little ball of hash like this to test. So I'm just sitting there blazing. For me, it was like the best thing ever. I went and got an experience, a near-death experience. I got to see a hash farm. I got a bit of free chronic. And then I'm just like sitting at the top of these hills, just reminiscing over how I almost just got executed in a Moroccan dungeon and absolutely nobody knew I was there. It was completely solo, hadn't spoke to anyone, family, friends, but I made it out alive, mate. And that was just a little casual Wednesday for me. All right, that was nothing. That barely even got the heart rate. Cortisol spike, not even close. So look, I've got plenty more where this comes from. Every week, I'm going to be uploading a new story from my travels around the world. So if you like it, let me know.